Hey guys, Jeff with Westcott Designs. So we've got a new 23 Solar Octane TRD Pro, and we also have a 23 TRD Pro Sequoia. So a lot of people say, oh, the Sequoia is not much bigger than the 4Runner, or they're the same size. And really, we literally line them up from the back of these vehicles, dead even, so we can get an idea and show you the front on how the car is longer. But they're dead even on the back from the farthest point out in the bumper, and you can see that when we get to the front, you'll see how much longer the Sequoia is. But even if we step back here a little bit, you can actually see the roof line of the Sequoia over the top of the 4Runner. And both of them are stock configurations here, so neither one have been modified. They both were brought in bone stock. So I want to show you that. One of the things you can see now is that the front windshield, how much farther out the windshield is than the 4Runner's windshield, and the cabin area obviously being larger. And then also you can see the difference in the hood, and maybe you can't quite see it, but I'll kind of put it to you like this. I'm going to stand up next to it. I'm going to reference a point here. And you can see the difference here. So there is a difference in the hood. Obviously I went off the top edge. I'm just, even where I fall into the fender on this one. People say, hey, there's a lot more storage area in the back of the 4Runner. Well, depends what you're looking at. You're comparing a truck that has three rows and a vehicle that has 2 rows. So in 2 rows, yes, it has more room. On a 3rd row in the 4Runner, it does not have more room. What I did is I folded down the rear seat. I put the rear tray plate top piece on there in the back. And so now you can really see the difference between the 2nd row to the back of the vehicle. So we'll step around the back and I'll share that with you. I gotta tell you though, I really like this color. It looks really good in this truck. Actually, I think it might be one of my favorite colors in this truck so far. And I think there's a lot of really good colors that go with it. And we've already outfitted a few of them, and we've got a couple in the works right now. So share those with you when we get done with them. So here it is, bone stock. Yes, from the floor to the ceiling, there definitely is more room here. Absolutely 100%. And from the back of here to the back seat, same within this, we'll do a comparison on that. And I can tell you there is more room in the back of this to the back seat, but you do lose the height. So the difference between here and there is at least 12 inches. So I will take a measurement on that, but behind the seat, yes, you do lose space here. But if I do a comparison on a 3rd row 4Runner, there's more space in the back of here behind the seat than there is in a 3rd row 4Runner. So you can see how much larger the opening is in the back of the vehicle when you look at them together. So there definitely is a difference. The truck is wider for sure. So just some of the little things that want, obviously, customers when they're looking at one versus the other. They both have basically the same design suspension. They both work, the suspension works the exact same way. Straight axle in the rear, has track bar in the rear. Really, this platform here is basically the same as the Tundra, just a little different lengthwise, and really is a lot just like the Land Cruiser LC200s. And now the 300s are all built on the same platforms as well. So there is really quite a bit of difference when I look at the two of them side by side and height wise on the two. Let's see if I can close this hatch and see what we're looking at here. See if you can notice from the back as much. So I know a lot of people are talking about how the rear window doesn't roll down in this, and then the rear window rolls down in that. It used to roll down in the old Sequoia, and I see some guys actually that have posted up on social media said, hey, I wasn't going to wait for the Sequoia. I wasn't going to pay the markup on the Sequoia. The rear window doesn't roll down. I'm not excited about that. And then I see that some of these people are going out and they're actually buying the new Yukon ET4. Well, that rear window doesn't roll down either. It flips up just like this. So the manufacturers are now starting to work and do the same thing as others. So it's not like, hey, they're not offering and I'm offering this. They're doing this because the other manufacturer's doing it. So they've decided that that's the way to go with this. So yes, you do lose the rear window. It flips up and throwing stuff in the back. It doesn't roll down. the air doesn't go through the vehicle if you've got the sunroof open the same way and that kind of stuff. Yes, I totally understand, but to talk and say I'm not buying this because the rear window doesn't roll down, and then all of a sudden you go out and you buy a AT4, we're really now we're, you know, you're not doing anything. You're just, the only reason why you're not buying it now at that point is because they're not available and you're trying to find a different route to go. I think that this thing, the way the suspension set up on this, the way it works on both of these vehicles, these things do off-road very, very well. They're super capable. We took actually our truck out this last weekend and did some testing with it, and I can tell you, it's super capable. So the new suspension on these, from the rear independent suspension that was in them before, is far better. It keeps the tires planted on the ground a lot better. You do lose because you've got that rear axle. You do lose because that had a subframe in the back, an independent rear suspension. You do lose some of the leg room in the back because of it. The floor is actually higher to accommodate for the rear axle for upward travel. So you have full suspension travel in the rear in this. So it's a compromising thing. So if you go to independent, you get more legroom in the back. If you go to a straight axle in the back and then make this a very capable vehicle at that point, then you lose some of that stuff that you're looking for. So kind of just wanted to show you some of that stuff, kind of side-by-side comparison. If there's measurements that you want between the two vehicles, please let us know down in the bottom. Comment on what you would like measurements on, and we'll see if we can't get those for you. So then it gives you numbers wise on what you're looking for. And again, subscribe to our channel. Like we talked about on one of our other videos, we are going to be doing giveaways, roof racks, ladder, rock sliders, and possibly one of our new front bumpers throughout the year. For people that are following along, we're going to make some things there for them to do so. So again, thanks for watching.